Yes, this is Shade45. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. God damn it.
It's Shade45. It's Marshall, and he's coughing, and it's Reef, and this is the Prelapse to the Relapse, and we are fucking insane. We are insane.
At least you are.
I'm not. I'm the same one.
Perfectly fucking normal.
I mean,
with a song like that, are you serious? People think like that every day.
Let's talk about this insane record.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on the entire record, actually. But this particular song is a prime example of how a rhyme goes bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like
it gets rotten and it smells, or it just goes.
No, it's kind of like when I write. The way I write, I kind of just go wherever the pen takes me. And I think I was born with a dick in my brain. Yeah, fucked in the head. And you have that metaphor, and then you're kind of like fucked in the head. What rhymes with fucked in the head? Sucked in the bed, like Teddy Ruxpin instead. And you start like thinking of all this shit. Somehow my stepfather made it into the rhyme, and I don't exactly know.
He never really made it.
Well, there's no, I had a bunch of different stepfathers. Like the rhyme, actually at the end of the day, the rhyme means nothing. Because it was a rhyme that just got so fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? And it just started like, I'm like, all right, let me see how far I can actually take this before people want to fucking puke. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of my goal when I started writing the rhyme, was like, okay. And I was going to say my own father said that I sucked in the bed. But I was like, all right, I don't...
Oh, God.
First of all, who thinks like that? And then somehow it went into the felching, which I don't know, like... where that exactly came from. And then it kept going back to I don't know, it's just a rhyme gone bad. But
for 4 minutes.
For 4 minutes.
Insane.
Yeah, and it just kept...
Great job.
Kept getting sicker. Thank you.
Very
proud of myself for that, by the way.
So, the next record on this album, in the Prelapse Relapse, Bagpipes in Baghdad.
Bagpipes
and this is
from Baghdad.
Excuse me. Sorry.
From Baghdad.
From Baghdad. Again, this is like Shady's back on that shit. Because
Shady's back on that shit, son.
Because certain people
certain people just gotta get it. I mean,
tell me about it.
Well, I mean,
you're coming in, you're riding the horse, and
the way it is, the way I see it is, some people become permanent fixtures in my lyrical mixture, and not just to quote the record, but I think that they do. There's certain people, like certain, I guess, industry enemies that I've made over the years, and you know, just people that I've met that I don't necessarily like, that things didn't really work out.
Oh gee,
between us.
I wonder who you could be referring to.
I mean, it could be a variety of people. It could be just one.
There are certain characters that make reappearances on this album.
Yeah, I mean, like Mariah, Christopher Reeves, like, you know, just
we're gonna get to that.
Shit that's so fucking wrong that it doesn't, you know, it's just like, it is what it is, man. I don't know.
Well, let's check it out.
Bagpipes from Baghdad.
Bagpipes from Baghdad. Let's go. The Prelapse to the Relapse special here on Shade45.
The hype is real.
Yes. We are back again. Wow.
We were back before, but now we're back again.
Now we're really back.
Yeah. Definitely having a lot of fun, yeah.
And there was the brief, albeit brief, appearance of some auto-tune.
Oh yeah, there's like a couple of little here and there brief auto-tune appearances.
Yeah, all right.
I figured everyone else is doing it. Fuck it.
Why
you know
not?
what I mean? Like,
why
hey,
not? Why not?
It's kind of like drugs. Everyone's doing it. You know what I mean?
Not Marshall.
No, not me.
That's right.
At least not today.
Hi-oh. Now we get to a record here called Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hello. When I first heard it, the way the music sounded, it reminded me of like some, like, I don't know, it's like Dre came up with some, like he had just watched Enter the Dragon or something like that.
I don't know what the fuck Dre is on when he does these beats. Like, I don't know what kind of shit his mind is on. Like, because some of these beats are like fucking aliens made them. Let's say he made 10 beats in a day. Like the way, the process of this album, the way it was done, there's at least 4 of those 10 that I was picking and writing to, which is how we came up with 2 albums in literally, I think, 6-7 months.
How many songs did you record in total, do you think?
I don't know, probably 3 albums worth, but we narrowed it down to 2 albums.
Which is like 20 odd songs, probably?
Anywhere between 40 and 50 songs.
Wow.
I was actually writing faster than I could record the vocals, because it takes me like a day to, like, if I record vocals in that day, my voice is usually fucked up for the next day, so I gotta rest it and then record, you know what I mean? So
right.
In the resting periods I was writing songs, so it was like, fuck, how am I gonna ever live to record this many vocals? You know what I mean?
So you went from being in a slump to being in like boot camp.
Yeah, it was like kind of stopped up for all those years, and then it just all... And a lot of it had to do with getting sober, buddy, believe me. Because I think that, you know what I mean, my mind was so cluttered, and it was just like, all right, there was like a
so the clarity, you would say, definitely had an effect on your productivity, just everything.
Yeah, definitely. My whole mood once I got sober, my whole entire mood shifted from going to such a dark place to like, shit is not that bad. You know what I mean? Shit is not actually as bad as I'm making it seem right now. You know, it could be a lot fucking worse. So, you know what I mean? So,
all right, so let's listen to Hello. Definitely a couple other important records coming up that we definitely need to talk about, where some of our favorite characters make their reappearances and so forth. And we shall be back on the Prelapse special, a.k.a. the Prelapse to the Relapse. May 19th in stores. Do not forget, tell a friend and tell them to tell a friend, right?
Or something like that.
Something like that. We are back. Shade45. Hi, Marshall.
Hi, Reef.
How you feeling over there?
I'm doing pretty good.
You know, digesting, everything's going all right?
Everything's good. The pizzas went down okay. I hope it comes back up okay.
Oh! That's what she said.
It's all about binging and purging.
Yikes. So we just listened to the song Hello, and now you're probably one of the only people that could...
I don't mean to cut you off, but I do want to just say...
But you did.
But I did.
Thanks.
But Hello is kind of like a record, like, just be brief to describe that record. Hello is kind of like a record, like, reintroducing myself in the sense of I haven't really been here for the past, like, 4 or 5 years. And I mean, like, mentally. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, all right, Marshall's back. Let me reintroduce you to Marshall or to Shady. You know what I mean? Like, let's get reacquainted, because this is kind of the track that I got off of. So I'm kind of back. I feel like I'm back on that track. So that's basically the gist of that record.
And it leads us to Same Song and Dance,
Same Song and Dance,
which the zany voices are back. The weird inflections are back.
The accents, the characters, everything is...
Yeah, and your obsession with murder, mayhem, and madness. Serial killers, madness,
murder, mayhem, and madness. Eminem.
You're probably one of the only people that could take the topic of murder, mayhem, and madness and put it on like a dance beat. That's almost like a up-tempo like beat that you could dance to, and meanwhile you're talking about
killing women.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Well, the trick was to get women to dance to it and not really know what the fuck they're dancing to. You know what I mean? Like, if they don't listen to the words, they're just... Because the beat is kind of a dance beat.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt that coming up with the, like, thinking of the chorus and everything. But I guess I thought of, like, the Same Song and Dance, like, that kind of concept, and was just like, I don't want to just make it about a dance. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not a real dance. Okay, let me see how I can twist this a little bit. You know what I mean? And
oh, yeah. It's twisted.
Manipulate this into my own thing. So
it's quite twisted. So shall we proceed to the Same Song and Dance?
Same Song and Dance.
Yes.
And don't ask me where the accents came from, because I have no fucking clue. They just kind of morphed into that. But anyways,
let's check it out.
Yeah.
Song and dance.
Hello, we're back, Marshall.
Hey, what's going on?
How's it going over there?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
All right, there's a nice big chair, fit for
just
a king.
hanging out. Yeah, nice chair.
Yeah, it's a nice, nice
fit
studio.
For just queen or transvestite or something.
Oh no, not
but I'll
that.
sit in it.
We're continuing on here, and this is the Prelapse to the Relapse. May 19th, once again, May 19th, May 19th, May 19th.
May 19th.
That's right.
Did you say May 19th?
I think I did, yeah.
Okay, May 19th.
You get back into a mode like that, pushing it to the limit.
To boldly go.
Where no man has, well, no MC certainly has necessarily gone before, per se. With the topics, the subject matter, just over the cliff. Pretty much how, I think, you were saying how Proof would push you.
Yeah.
In that early period and even through the tough times. And where it's pretty apparent that you're having fun doing it. Where it's like you're having fun with the wordplay, you're having fun with the shock value, and talk about that for a sec.
I'm having fun with it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm at the point in my career, man, honestly, where I just don't care what people say anymore. It doesn't bother me. I've done enough in my life, I've done enough in my career that it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do me from now on, and fuck people who have anything else to say about it, because I just don't care.
Well, on that note,
but yeah, having a lot of fun with it. It's kind of fun being me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the beginning of the day, and somewhere in the middle, it's a lot of fun being me.
Oh man, Shade45. Yes, we are back. I'm Reef.
I'm Christopher Reeves.
No, we mentioned
fucked
before.
up.
We mentioned
So
before.
wrong.
Oh man, it's so wrong. How some characters that have been a part of your career
Permanent fixtures in
Yeah.
my lyrical mixture. Yeah.
What is the fascination with Christopher Reeve?
Well, it's not necessarily a fascination. It's just it's so fucked up that he was Superman. I've always said that. I mean, everybody.
The
says
paradox
that.
of
Yeah,
him
the
being
paradox
Superman.
of him being Superman, and then what happened to him is so fucked up. I better not get on a horse, though. I'll tell you that much, because something really bad could fucking happen to me.
Yeah, stay away from horses,
And all
motorcycles.
this karma that I'm creating for myself, I'm serious. All this fucking karma that I'm creating for myself may come back to bite me in the ass. And when it does, it's not going to be pretty. But for the moment, while I sit here, that's some pretty fucking funny shit. Not to be a dick, but yeah.
Where
I
does
guess
one
to
where
be a
does one
dick.
come up with the paraplegic?
It's
voice?
just so wrong. Because I guess
like did you have to do some studying? For
like
that?
look, okay, you watch South Park, you watch Family Guy, and it's not really that much different.
No.
You know what I mean? From that kind of humor. It's just obviously I have a warped sense of humor. You know what I mean? And my goal is to like think of the most fucked up shit to get you to laugh at it and then almost feel bad for laughing. So I don't know. It's just like when he passed away, I just felt like, I'm not gonna discriminate here. That's so fucked up.
Wow. Like
But-
you're
No, listen.
You're deceased.
At the end of the day, I keep saying at the end of the day, but at the end of the day is another day. That's what I'm trying to say. No, that's not what I'm trying to say, actually. No, I'm just like, I was a huge Christopher Reeves fan. Like, with the
clearly
Superman
because
movies.
Superman, and I know you were a big comic head growing up as a kid, and you still are. as a matter
comic
of
books
fact.
and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. So, it was just like, I mean, this guy watching him on the big screen when I was a kid and just kind of idolizing. I guess anybody who's in my age range kind of saw Christopher Reeves in that light. You know what I mean? Like that he was Superman, and it's just fucked up that happened to him. And at the end of the day, yeah, it's at the end of the
You
day.
said that again.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I said that again.
All right. At the end of the day, we're going to be right back on Shade45 with the Prelapse to the Relapse. We are back. This is Reef, and I'm joined by none other than the one and only Marshall Mathers for the Prelapse to the Relapse special on Shade45. As we move through this epic achievement of yours, we get to a song called Stay Wide Awake, which, could there be such a thing as a serial killer love song? Like, is that...
Maybe. I mean, if not, maybe I'll make
we're
one.
we're in that dark place again.
Yeah, with a little more dementedism going on. I don't know, man. I don't know, like, where the mind goes, I guess, when shit like that is being wrote, but...
It's a lot of late night, TV, watching some serious shit.
3 a.m. in the morning, by no pun intended.
No.
3 a.m. by yourself, watching TV, and I guess those programs are on. I don't know. It's the programs. I'm gonna blame that.
Blame television.
Yeah, it's the programs that have fucking warped my mind to the point where I feel like I gotta write like this.
Understood.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. Totally dope.
Let's get into it.
Don't go to sleep, darling. You may never wake up. Stay wide awake right here on Shade45. We back, son.
I'm awake. I'm not going to sleep because I'm gonna have fucking nightmares.
Freddy Krueger may come for you in your dreams. Don't sleep, B. That's what it means. That's what I'm trying to say metaphorically. Don't sleep on me, son. You better stay wide awake because if you sleep on me, that could be it. You know what I mean?
No waking up.
Yeah, I could just put you to permanent sleep, son.
Dirt naps.
Dirt nap. Word. Know what I mean? Yeah.
So we were talking before about the chemistry with you and Dre, and we get to a song with you and Dre. Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a fun record. It's, it is what it is. It's, me and Dre just going back and forth and
Kind of has like a little bit of a throwback, kind of club party vibe to it,
It just felt like, to me, when I heard the beat, it just felt like old times. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what we tried to make the record sound like was,
And that was like one of those things where you heard the beat and that kind of put you in the direction of the concept?
Yeah, I mean, usually when I hear a beat, like, it'll give me an idea right away. If it doesn't spark something, I kind of just go to the next beat. But those, that's another beat that was just like, oh, this feels like old times. Let me see what I can do to, capture this. So
why don't you introduce it?
So this next record is called Old Time's Sake.
You heard it first.
Featuring Dr. Dre.
Yeah, you know who that guy is.
Let's get into it.
I'm up and dancing because I like that record.
Yeah,
Old
you were
Time
doing
Say.
some pretty weird fucking dances.
I was
just
doing the
now.
Watusi, goddammit.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I fucking love to move it, move it. You know what I mean?
I try to move it every day.
I mean, because at the end of the day, you gotta move it, move it.
You know what I'm
when all said and done, I'm gonna start using that one. When all said and done, man, at the end of the day, when I go home and close the door, when it's all said and done, I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Okay, speaking of move it, let's move along, buddy.
Let's move along. Yeah, and we're actually slowing it down a little bit because it's a song that is called Ganja. And I know you smoke so much weed.
Ganja. Yes, I smoke so
much
fucking
weed
much.
these
I'm
days.
blazing right now, son.
That like, yeah, exactly. I got fucking contact in here.
Yeah, sorry.
So a guy that has come out of rehab makes a song called. Let me get some of that. He makes a song called Ganja. Please explain.
Well, it's saying it must be the ganja. In other words, I'm in the studio with Dre. It must be the smell of the ganja. It must be the smell of the Henny. It must be something that's giving me a contact buzz or something that's got me, my mind in this zone. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's kind of like saying, you know, since I'm in with Dre, like, it must be this. It's got me on this shit. You know what I mean? Know what I mean?
So let's check it out.
Let's do it.
All right, then Ganja. We'll be right back. Shade45.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't
What
mind.
did you say? Shade45.
Like we never left.
Like we never, and we didn't leave. At the end of the day, we're still
At
here.
the end of the day, we can't say we're back because we never left.
So this is an interesting part of the record. You know, rather than talk about the records first, these next two songs sum up a lot. The record is fun and it's crazy, and you don't really get into too much of the real deep emotional things.
Yeah, the serious
that-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and I don't think getting stuff off your chest would mean making an album of just completely dark stuff. But there's stuff to be addressed because
yeah,
of
definitely.
what you've gone through.
Yeah.
And these two records in particular, Deja Vu followed by Beautiful, they really get into the heart of the matter. So rather than talk about each one of them individually, I want the listeners to hear them and really kind of pay close attention. And we're going to talk about it when we come back.
Well, these two records, I believe, sum up like, okay, this is the part of the album where it's kind of like, all right, all jokes aside for a minute, this is what's been going on with me. So we can talk about it, I guess, when we come back.
Shade45, the Prelapse. Shade45, we are back. This is Reef, and I am.
This is Marshall.
Hi, Marshall.
Hey.
And we're here for the Prelapse to the Relapse. We just listened to the two records off your album. Speaking of demons, directly address everything that I think the people want to know in a sense of what happened, how did you deal with it, how are you going to deal with it. You have a lot to hold together. You got a family,
At the end of the day.
your career, you're still running a label. You know, there's still so much going on, and yet these demons,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, how did you make it to the other side?
It wasn't easy. I mean, like what I talk about on this record, on the Deja Vu record in particular, is Deja Vu was kind of talking about the actual matter that happened. You know, it's addressing that, and it's also kind of, I think it gives the people an idea of where I've been for the last 4 years. You know, almost
Finally,
like
to really
4
know.
or 5 years. Yeah, like you know, you want the truth of the matter. Here's what's actually been going on. You know, because I mean, the truth of the matter is, when I went into rehab and when I came out, I did not want to admit that I was an addict. And I don't know if, I mean, well, I'm sure people noticed. Like, I never talked about addiction. I never talked about it in the sense of, you know, after I came out of rehab, like, yeah, I'm an addict. I realize, you know, like, I can't do this drug and that drug, and I can't just do it and take it in moderation. I can't just do these things. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, it took me that long, you know, those 4 or 5 years to actually realize, okay, I am an addict. I cannot take this stuff in moderation. I can't fuck with it at all. There's something in that triggers in my brain that will not allow me to stop when I take one of whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Which also basically, which also means that I can't drink. I can't do anything that's gonna jeopardize my sobriety. I could wake up with a hangover and say, okay, my fucking head is aching and my body hurts and I feel like I want a Vicodin now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't. It'll just lead me to other things. So I mean, even NyQuil and over-the-counter medicine. I mean, that's where the shit kind of started. in the first place. You know what I mean? With something that simple, and then I'm gonna take it tonight. That'll get me through tonight, and then the next night comes along, and then I'm like, oh, if I just take more, then this will get me to sleep again tonight. Oh, this much didn't work. Now I got to take more and more and more and more. You know what I mean? And then now this ain't strong enough. I need to go to
the next
volume. I need to go to the next thing. You know what I mean? So I have to stay 100% sober at all times. Which, by the way, means going to meetings. Which, by the way, which means having a sponsor. Which means doing practicing the steps. Doing everything in my power to stay sober now. Not just half-assing it and saying, I
went through rehab. I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm okay now. I'm done. I don't have a problem anymore. Like, okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing with this now. No, I'm taking every step, every day, which is a lifelong process for the rest of my life.
Which brings us to Beautiful, which you mentioned before. That is the song that captures you in a moment where you were battling
everything,
and you hadn't necessarily, said to yourself,
I'm an addict. Yeah. I hadn't come to that realization. I couldn't. First of all, you can't. Anybody who's in recovery cannot. Like you have to admit it. You have to surrender. You have to do the whole thing. Not to keep preaching or anything like that. But you have to do it 100%. You just can't half-ass it. You have to say, I'm an addict. I'm powerless over this shit. I can't do it. You know what I mean? But at that point in time, I wouldn't admit it to myself. I couldn't admit it to nobody else. And it actually, I think it's the only song on the record that I actually did and used for the record
from that
and recorded from that time period when I was high, when I was going through.
Was that like your period of that you could say, okay, that was rock bottom?
That time period was fucking horrible for me, and it captures that, I think, in that song, and it's actually the only song that I feel like was good enough and made sense to use for the record. Mm-hmm. From that time period, because that again was when I was kind of going through the writer's block, I felt like, and I couldn't exactly write a record that I felt like was just up to par. Everyone has their own standards for themselves. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that wasn't particularly up to, like, nothing I was doing really at that time period was up to my own self standards or whatever.
Was it a point of you keeping this on there as a reminder?
Well, it was that, and I also feel like the song is, to me, it's a powerful song in the sense of, anybody who can relate to it. I guess who's kind of going through it or who's kind of in a dark place. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a reminder to myself and to other people, like, you can get out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not, it may feel like the end of the world for right now or whatever, but it does get better if you decide to, that's what you want, and you work toward it. It does get better. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Excellent. We're through with all the heavy shit, because those are the two heaviest records on the album.
Now let's bring on the heavy artillery.
Word up.
Know what I mean?
We're gonna go back to some more rhyming Marshall. Rapping Marshall is what I call it. There's a song that concludes the album, Underground, which is obviously something that is synonymous with your career because of where you came out of. Talk about this record, kind of the basis of it.
Well, that was my way to say, I'm going back underground. Fuck everything else. Like, obviously, I know I can't go back underground. You know what I mean? But metaphorically speaking,
dirty.
Yeah. Well, metaphorically speaking, the subject matter and shit that I rhyme about, I want to just go back to the hip hop shop days or to the, Dirty Dozen days, saying whatever we felt. And we weren't famous. We didn't have to hold our tongues. You know what I mean? It was just raw MCs coming from that underground circuit, and these are the kind of punchlines that we used to say, and this is the shit that we used to talk about. You know what I mean?
So with a record like this, do you ever revisit anything that from stuff?
Well, I did a lot of going back and revisiting. The Slim Shady, the first two albums. Like, I kind of went back, and even the Slim Shady EP. Mm-hmm. When it was just that. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like that. And this record was kind of like my I don't give a fuck for this record. You know what I mean? It was kind of like or just don't give a fuck part 2 or whatever. Or Criminal. It was kind of like that in that sense where it kind of starts off the same way. A lot of people ask me, it just made sense for this to be the last record. And I'll close it off like that, B. With a bang, pow, boom, bit.
At the end of the day, we gotta listen to the song then. Let's go into Underground. Eminem from the Relapse, May 19th, May 19th, May 19th. Cop it. Cop 2, 3 copies. Go tell a friend to cop it. Because when it's all said and done,
and the lights go off, and it's just you and Ken and a bottle of Jergens.
And he makes an appearance.
Yes, Ken makes an appearance.
Okay, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
Let's go to Underground right now.
He can tap dance too.
The Prelapse to the Relapse, Shade45, the boss, Marshall Mathers.
A lot of people ask me what the fuck I've been at the last few years.
Yes, we have made it through the Relapse.
I don't know if anybody else made it through the album with us, but wake up, you fucks!
I feel good. In first going through the record with you, you know, as a complete body of work, like this was something, you know, I felt like you were really excited and like proud of this, you know? So I want you to kind of tell me, when you listen to it as a whole, which I'm sure you have now that you know, had a chance to live with it and it's, you know, it's done, it's in the books. Tell me your thoughts on that.
I guess I am proud of it. I'm proud of a lot of things with this record. I'm proud of, for one, my sobriety. Overall, above everything else, I'm proud of my sobriety because it allowed me to create something like this.
Obviously, we have the Relapse 2. Is that going to be?
Yeah, it allowed me to create these two records, you know? So let me rephrase that. It just shows you, like, you know, you can do anything you set your mind to, man. Not to sound too cliche, but you can do anything. Things that I didn't think I could do sober, I've done them, and I think I've done them probably better than I did them when I was high. And there was a point in time where I thought I did everything better high. Now I've come full circle to the opposite, and I realized, like, you can conquer anything as long as you're, and that's not to try to sound too corny, but it just makes you realize, you know what I mean? Because I've went through this thing, this experience. So it's a different place, and I'm happy. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day,
we're going to end this right here, and I guess you can do that and still have fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm having more fun now than I probably had in 7-8 years.
And I want to thank you for sitting down with me and not firing me or having box.
Oh, you're fired. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, okay. Well,
that Diet Coke in your hand, that's your severance. I like to move it, and we're out of here.
Peace.
I like to move.
Thank you, Marshall.
Thank you.
Woo! Woo! Let's have some pizza.
That concludes our show.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Hey, yo, thank you for checking out the Prelapse special, exclusively on Shade45, Sirius XM Satellite Radio.
So there you have it, folks.
Shade45.
The hype is real.